Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Healing Home. I'm your host, Michelle, and today I am here to do a solo episode for you guys. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about the announcement I just made on Sunday, which was that I'm going to be taking a hiatus from all things Healing Home until this autumn. And with that, I have a current 25% off sale, which is going on my website. I want to start off by saying thank you to everybody who's made purchases so far. I'm almost sold out of everything. And that was actually the goal with the sale, because with this hiatus, I'm going to be taking some time to reevaluate the direction of the Healing Home, where I'm at with it, what I want to do moving forward with it. And I was looking at this like a nice opportunity to get people remedies who may have not been able to get them before. And I can also just clear out the inventory so we can start fresh. And what better time to do it during a full moon? Because full moons are all about release, right? Which is the reason why I've chosen over the last almost 4 years now to put out a newsletter on the full moon, because it's all about releasing. It's releasing something new. It's releasing something old to allow you to reevaluate and start something else, start something new, start a new view on whatever's going on. And that's where I'm at. And to be completely honest, I've been feeling this coming on for the past few months. And it was one of those things where it kind of just felt like I didn't exactly know what I was feeling. You know, you sometimes don't know what you're feeling until you're feeling it. And really leaning into that, really taking time to sit with myself, have great conversations with Mario, and look at this from a less emotional standpoint and being more realistic and logical about where I'm at. So here we are. And excitingly, Mario and I are getting married this September. And so with this hiatus, I'm really going to be able to focus a lot more of my energy on planning this wedding. And we're keeping it small, what we've always wanted. Even before we had talked about getting married, we always said to ourselves, if we do have a wedding, we want it to just be small. We want it to be chill. We want it to be in our style. So it's always a realization, though, even when you have a small event, there's always a lot of back end planning. So with all of this, it's very exciting. It's a very exciting time. There's a lot of things to be grateful for. There's a lot of things to be looking forward to. And so with me taking this break, it's really just going to give me an opportunity to really sink into this time and to be really present with these really awesome events and opportunities that have been opening up and coming our way. And so here I am. I just wanted to address it. So I didn't want to just ghost y'all and just not have episodes for the next few months. And people may be thinking like, what happened? Where's the Healing Home show? Where's Michelle? Where's her wonderful guests? And, this is why I'm here. So I wanted to just go through this with you guys, talk a little bit, and while I'm on this hiatus, I'm going to be around. If you want to email me, you can message me. My online store is going to be open. My website is going to be up and available. So by no means am I just going to be out of the picture entirely. It's just that I'm going to be working on different things and working on myself as well, and really asking myself the questions of what are my deep yearning goals for Michelle's Healing Home. Because, I've had the Healing Home, Michelle's Healing Home actually has been a project of mine since 2018. I just went basically more public with it over the last year and a half. So that was my decision to kind of become more of a out the public with Michelle's Healing Home. When it first started, I was teaching classes out of my house and really, really loving it. I just kind of slowly have been integrating the online side of it. And that's just been what I chose to do with the Healing Home. And so moving forward, I'm just like, all right, well, where do you want to go from here? And so because it's been something in my sights for a while, and I've been working at it, and I've been making products and studying herbalism since 2013. So this has just been like my journey here. And as we all learn as we go through life, it's like things change, things evolve. We hopefully change and we hopefully evolve. And this is the time of my life for that. So thank you all for being here for it. And I really appreciate all the support, all the listeners, all the watchers, all of you guys, thank you so much. I just really appreciate the support, the continued encouragement that I'm getting from people, and the wonderful guests that I've been talking to and interviewing. It's a lovely thing. So thank you guys so much. It's really exciting. It's exciting times. So I want to talk a little bit about some of the products that I still have available, because as I said, a lot of people have been making purchases, which thank you again. I'm sold out of a lot of items that I posted on Sunday, which came out with the newsletter. So let's go through what I have left, and want to let you guys know that you can find everything at michelleshealinghome.com underneath the store tab. So first off, I have Radiant Glow cleansing grains still available. I have 3 jars of this 3-ounce size, and I also have 3 jars of my 1.5-ounce size. Now, some people might not be familiar with cleansing grains, right? I know it might even sound weird. Some people might be like, "What is that?" Basically, it's a soapless way to cleanse and exfoliate your skin. So it's made with organic ground oats, rossul clay, ground calendula, ground chamomile, which is like made into a fine powder. There's buttermilk powder in this as well. And what you basically do with it is you put the powder into the palm of your hand, add a little bit of water, and you make a paste, and you just rub that onto your skin, onto your face, onto your neck, onto your chest. You can essentially use it all over your body. I typically use it on my face. I find it to be super nourishing, super exfoliating. It leaves your skin really soft and smooth, and it really helps to prep your skin actually for using a toner after that. So like, even if it's just plain witch hazel, or if you like to use rose water or any other hydrosol, preps your skin for that. Putting on the toner and then maybe putting on a moisturizer, man, you will be in heaven. So these grains are awesome. They're super simple, great formulation that I've been using for a while now. And so they are on my website. And for a 3-ounce jar, that will be a pretty decent supply. So that will supply you for multiple months. And the 1.5-ounce jar is great for travel. Great if you're just wanting to try them, because that jar in and of itself will last you at least 2 months if you're using it like once or twice a week. So there you go. Next thing I have still available is my mugwort flower essence. Now, flower essences have been in the conversation lately. I've noticed a lot more people are, talking about them, becoming familiar with them. The flower essence are something that I've been making and using since I began my herbal journey. So for me, they've been near and dear to my heart. I usually like to add them to certain things. And this mugwort flower essence is straight up flower essence of mugwort that I really enjoy using for dream time. I find that it's really brought me some really interesting, great mystical dreams. And this is one of the remedies, actually, I'll say, that has helped me come to the realization that it was time for me to reevaluate things. So if you're looking for something to help with productive dreams, mugwort flower essence is there for you. I'll tell you that much. And she is the wild woman of the garden. So she's going to dig deep, and she's going to take you to places that you may have not thought you would go. So the flower essence is great for that. It's also been helping me to remember and see the beauty in all things, to remember that even when something is really challenging, that there is a lesson there. There's something there for you to get to the other side with, to be able to integrate, and that's been something I've been reminding myself of, because this has been it wasn't like the easiest decision to make, to take a break, because you have all these thoughts of everything else that go on, that, well, what will happen and this and that. Oh my goodness. So there's all these things. There's been a lot of emotions tied up with it, but the mugwort flower essence has really helped me to remember that even in the moments of fear, or in the moments of thinking that, I don't even know, just thinking that, oh my goodness, I can't believe that this is what I'm going to do. Like, that's an unexpected, or I guess I didn't see that coming entirely 100%. The mugwort flower essence has really been very helpful in that way of like, no, this is a good thing. This is okay. And it has to happen. The necessary thing has to happen for something else to open up for a new way of looking at something, and at looking at life. So Mugwort flower essence available on the website. I have 4 of those half-ounce bottles of that left. Okay, I also have 1 pack of my organic blue vervain, verbena hastata seeds are available. This is the last pack of them from the seeds from last year. So they are good for planting this year. They will also be okay for next year. Okay. It's kind of late in the season, but what you could do if you wanted to plant these seeds, you could find a spot where you want them to grow next year, where you want blue vervain. This is a perennial, so it will be wherever you plant it, unless you dig it up entirely. It will be where you plant it for the foreseeable. So a good thing to do if you buy these seeds would be to plant them in the fall in an area where you want blue vervain to grow. And then in the spring, you'll have a nice harvest, because the thing with blue vervain, it's kind of hard and tricky to start this plant as a seed. So it wants to have some sort of cold germination period. And what that means is the seeds like to either be planted in the fall or in the early spring when there's still going to be cold weather. So that cold germination kind of like opens them up. It like awakens them. It kind of like preps the seed. So another way people will sometimes do this is you'll take your blue vervain seeds, put them onto maybe like you don't want to do paper towel, but you can put them into like a plastic bag. On paper towel, you can try, or you can put them into some water into the refrigerator and let them be in the refrigerator for like 2 weeks. Not the freezer. That's too cold. The refrigerator. Okay. And then this is going to help start the germination process of the blue vervain. I don't really do that. Don't put them in the fridge. I just plant them when it's still cold. Okay. Even if you're planting them indoors and if you use heat mats, just plant them in seed trays and don't put them onto a heat mat. And then you're going to still have that cold air for 2 weeks. It will help to just start the germination process. And blue vervain, sometimes I've been surprised. Sometimes it takes 3 weeks for it to start, and then all of a sudden you're just starting to see them. It's a slow grower, but once it's established, the blue vervain grows really well. It grows very tall, like within the second year of growth. My blue vervain this year is about 7 feet tall, and last year it was half that size. So that's just kind of the cycle of blue vervain. Once it gets established, it is prolific and it's beautiful. Oh, it's just so wonderful. So you can even find a picture of blue vervain on my website. Right when you open it, the bluish purple flower spikes that you see where I have a graphic for the Healing Home podcast. That's blue vervain. So I've got 1 packet of these left. I will be offering more seeds next season, but this is the last packet. So you can find that on the website. Okay, I also have soap accessories. Yay! If you are a fan of soap, bar soap, and if you like handmade soap, your best bet is to have a soap dish like this. I'm not saying you have to buy it from me, but buy yourself a soap dish that has slots like this so that your soap can breathe, because it will make your soap last a lot longer. Because what happens with that is that the soap dries between uses and that preserves the soap. If you have soap that's sitting in a soap dish that has puddles of water, or if you just put your soap on the side of the shower and it's just getting wet and wet and wet, that soap is just constantly being used, and it's not having a chance to dry, which is then, it's just turning into soap and no one's using it. So get yourself something like this with the airflow that comes through these slots. These are really nice, made out of 100% pine, super lightweight. I've had mine for many years. I bought mine about like 6 or 7 years ago and have had the same couple ones that I've purchased, and they're great. They're really easy to clean too. Like sometimes soap trays get gunky. Oh, it's just soap. So all you do is you wash it off with some water and it's like brand new. So you can find these soap dishes along with these great, awesome cotton soap bags, which are great for travel. This is my Mugwort Earth Hag soap, which I actually am sold out. This is my bar that I saved for myself before I sold it all. But, these soap bags are great. This is wonderful because you can use it in the shower. You just drop your soap right into this bag here, just like this. And now you have basically like a ready to go loofah sponge. Okay. And you just close this drawstring up like this, closes off, and the soap dries in between uses with this as long as you hang it. So if you have like a little shower caddy where you can hang this from a hook, uh, it travels great. This is how, whenever I travel anywhere, this is how I take my soap. I put the soap bar in here, and then I actually will take the bar soap out, which is another way I like to use it. You take the bar soap out to use your bar soap, keep this bag dry, and then after every single use, just put your soap right back into the dry bag, and then the soap will dry in between, and you'll have dry soap your entire trip, and you will have soap that lasts a long time. So this can be used in a couple ways. You just lather this up, and then you can use this to scrub your body, or you just use it as a dry travel bag, and it's wonderful. It's a great way to store soap even in your bathroom, because what can happen with soap, particularly handmade soap, if you store it in the bathroom, it's going to get steamy and kind of humid in a bathroom. So sometimes that can cause a soap to sweat. But if you keep it in a bag like this, even if it does sweat, it's going to be able to dry while that happens, instead of it just like sitting on a countertop and perhaps like one edge gets wet or there's moisture and then it's like sitting just on a counter. It's going to like stick to the counter and it'll start to melt. So these are just wonderful accessories. They're, like I said, all on sale, 25% off on my website, michelleshealinghome.com. You can get that stuff there. And, that those are all the products that are left. Everything else was sold out. So thank you so much to everybody who's made a purchase. Really, really awesome. It's a lot of this. Is just a great thing to see that people are enjoying my products. They are wanting to stock up before I take a little break. So it's really great, and I really appreciate it. My cat PDF is still available on the website. It will be there, for the foreseeable. And I'm really happy about sharing that as well. I'm not going to be offering consultations during my break. So that's just a heads up for anybody who may have been thinking about taking a consultation with me. They will be available again in the autumn. So that is something that wanted to let people know. And I think like that's about it. I wanted to just quickly check in with you guys. Man, it's been an interesting time right now. We're going through so many things as like a society, even. There's a lot of things happening, a lot of changes happening. The summer has been really great. Our gardens are growing prolifically. Mario and I actually just started developing and erecting a deer fence. We made a very interesting it's an interesting formation what we've done, and it's really cool. I did some research online and found out that people there's like different methods to make deer fences without spending like thousands of dollars. And so we kind of combined a couple styles that we found online and that I've been researching, and we just put up one of the fences. We have two garden spaces, so we fenced off one of the gardens. We've completed that yesterday, and then throughout the rest of this week, we're going to be able to complete the other one to keep them deer out, because one of the things for the wedding is I'm growing all the flowers for our wedding, which has been a goal of mine. And the deer have kind of started to get into the garden, eaten a few things, so which I knew is a possibility. It's like we live in the woods, so there's lots of critters and things like that. But so far so good with the growth of things, and it's been really nice to be able to have that be my goal. So I really, really am focusing a lot on medicinal herbs and flowers this year. We grew some food, but a lot of the food that I planted, the voles ate, which was kind of like, I look at that almost as it's like a sacrifice that needed to happen. So when I planted the food, I knew that actually that might be a decoy a little bit. So I have continuously been replanting things like cabbages and I know like a lot of mustard greens and lettuces, like the voles like, to kind of hopefully that be the sacrifice for this year, and that they maybe will focus on eating that and not eating our flowers. Because I cannot wait to be able to have bouquets and have, flower arrangements for the wedding and having had them come from the garden. So that's really exciting. And I'm really excited. A lot of zinnias, dahlias, sunflowers, cosmos. I've got feverfew that I'm going to trim back so it blooms again. We're going to have calendula. I'm pumped. I'm really pumped about it. Lots of poppies, and be able to use like the poppy seed heads as dried arrangements within the floral arrangements. And I want to give actually a shout out to Ryan. If you're listening, Ryan sent us a beautiful wedding gift of dahlia tubers from Swan Island Dahlias, and they're growing super well. So, Ryan, if you're listening, thank you so much. That was super, super sweet of you. He sent that to us a handful of months ago, I think back in May, maybe. I can't remember, but it was back in the spring when it was time for dahlias to come around. The tubers came. And so, that was such a great gift and it touched our hearts. So thank you so much. So we will think of you when we are celebrating and having our dahlias. But yeah, they've been growing beautifully. They really have. And I'm really excited. They haven't flowered yet, but the flower heads are just developing. They're starting to get really nice and strong and hardy. So super excited about that. So, with all of that said, folks, I'm not going to keep you too much longer here. I just wanted to do a little shout out episode, let you guys know what's going on, let you guys know I appreciate you, and a shout out to all the patrons as well. I announced my hiatus on Patreon, and I'll say too, thank you. Thank you so freaking much for all your support thus far and moving forward. And I want to just verbally say it. I said it in my Patreon post, but I fully understand if some of you as patrons are like, well, she's taking a hiatus, I might have to dip out. I understand. I get it. Mario and I appreciate all the support. Just know that I'll be back. But I totally understand. And I just wanted to verbally say that to all of you guys because it just meant so much to me to develop this online and to see people be very supportive and to be encouraging. And I know that there's things that I want to share with the world, and I know that there's a need for it, and I feel like I'm here for it. And I feel also as though I need to really, really check in to see how I want to fill that niche for the world on a deeper level. All right. So thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this and this little rundown. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, feel free to reach out, michelleshealinghome@gmail.com or michelleshealinghome.com. You can contact me through my contact forms. And I will also still be checking messages and all that good stuff. So until the autumn, until we meet again, I wish you guys the best. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your summer. I hope your gardens are growing prolifically and that you're feeling the warmth and the abundance of these summer months. And happy Leo season. All right, guys, take care out there and we'll see you real soon. Cheers.